family never openly admitted they had a favorite child. They didn't need to. My sister Lee was the center of everything. Conversations revolved around her. Decisions bent around her needs. Even the atmosphere of the house shifted depending on her mood. And me, the low-maintenance one, I was the one they decided didn't need much, so they gave me even less. At first, those labels sounded like compliment, like I was doing something right, but I eventually realized they weren't praise. They were roles assigned to me, and I never agreed to them. I was 12 when I first clearly saw the pattern. Lee broke a vase, an expensive one my mother valued deeply. I still remember the sharp sound it made when it shattered, followed by the heavy silence that filled the room. My mother walked in immediately. Who did this? Lee was still standing there, right beside the broken pieces. Before I could even say a word, my father let out a sigh and said, "It's fine, accidents happen." And just like that, it was over. No punishment, no questions, no consequences, just silence wrapped in dismissal. 2 weeks later, I accidentally broke a glass while washing dishes. This time, my mother didn't ask what happened. She just looked at me and said, "You're so careless, I don't know what's wrong with you." That was the moment something inside me quietly locked into place, something I would never unlearn. The rules weren't different. I was. As I grew older, the pattern became impossible to deny. Lee got the newest phone because she needed it for school. Private tutoring because she was struggling. Extra patience because she was sensitive. And me, I got hand-me-downs, expectations, and silence. If Lee failed, she was going through something. If I failed, I just wasn't trying hard enough. And without even noticing, I started to believe it. I learned to shrink myself, to take up less space, to stop asking. Because every time I tried, the answer never changed. Your sister needs more attention right now. Even when I was the one quietly falling apart. Birthdays made it even clearer. These birthdays were events, decorations, dinners, laughter, photos. Mine was forgotten once. When I reminded my father, he laughed like I was joking. "Oh right, we'll celebrate tomorrow." Tomorrow never came. Instead, 2 days later, Lee had a dinner reservation with friends. And I remember sitting alone in my room that night thinking, maybe I'm just harder to love. That thought hurt more than anything else, because it made everything feel like something I had to fix in myself. Then came the moment that changed everything. I received a university scholarship, full tuition, my first real achievement that felt entirely mine. For once, something wasn't shared, compared, or redirected. It was mine. I showed them, expecting pride, maybe even acknowledgement. Instead, my mother said, "That's good. Now Lee can use the money we saved for your education." At first, I laughed, because I genuinely thought she was joking. But she wasn't, and my father simply nodded, as if the decision had already been made. I finally understood, nothing I achieved would ever really be mine. But I still tried anyway.